Guys, it's Christmas Day, and you know what I love about the festive season is the amazing gifts, the food, the family, the fun, but most of all, it's actually the dressing up. Let me tell you something about me growing up. You know, Christmas Day was such a big deal. As a matter of fact, dressing up was part and parcel of the festive season at my home, and I would like to share that gift with you today. Hi there, my name is Queen Tambori, and this is Her Standards. Now, on this special episode of Her Standards, guess what? We are linking up with one of the amazing women, founder and CEO of Icon. And this is an amazing lady. She's in the fashion business, and we are very excited to share this Christmas with her. I'm talking about Cris Njoki. We'll meet her in a short while, but remember, you can follow us on social media at KTN Home across all platforms, but you can also hit me up at Queen Tambori on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. Let's talk about Christmas. Tell us where you are and how you're celebrating this festive season. Of course, as we wait to meet our guest of the day. Well, let's see if she's around.
Hi, Queen.
Mwah.
How you doing?
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas to you too. Look at you saying it even before we get to the day. I love it. I love it. How you doing? Welcome.
Thank you.
This is our third Icon store, Greenhouse Mall.
Girl, boss moves.
We've been here for 2 weeks. Can you see?
2
It's
weeks.
really new. Yeah, it's really new, and I'm so happy you're here.
Wow.
Let me take you through some of the cute
Please,
things.
please,
I know.
please,
I see
please.
you like color already. Already, I can
Me
tell.
and color, yes.
You love color,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So we have some of our new wrap dresses here. I feel like this is so your style. Would you wear this? This is a wrap dress, short. I feel like the pink will really complement your skin color. And we
Okay.
have this in different colors. We have pink, we have black,
Yeah.
but also our signature is our shirt dress. So usually everyone knows Icon for the shirt dresses. So we have this type that is plain
It's
with a
beautiful.
sash, right?
Oh.
And this red will definitely match your hair.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but also for the holidays, come
Yeah,
this way,
yeah,
come
yeah,
this
yeah,
way.
yeah.
We also have a really nice selection of shorts. These are my current favorites. So this size I know would be too big for you. You look like you're maybe like an extra small.
You think so?
Extra small. But we do have shorts, amazing for the holidays, you know, different prints, different fabrics.
They look so comfortable.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this would look so nice even at the beach.
I know someone who'd rock this.
Yeah?
She's my producer.
We need to get her one then. We need to get her
Possibly.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically this is the entire store, and I have something that I want you to try. Please.
Really?
I
Okay.
need you to try this dress. I feel like it will look so good on you.
Oh.
So take it and let's go to the changing room.
Okay, cool. We'll be right back. I look so nice.
You look phenomenal.
I feel so beautiful.
You see what I told you?
Yeah.
The color is for your skin. Like that mustard, mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, but you
I
see,
love
me and bold colors, we belong in the same WhatsApp group.
I can see with the hair. You don't have to tell me twice.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so what are your plans for Christmas?
So the holiday season
Yeah.
usually for me is a bit bittersweet because as much as I'd love to have plans with family,
Yeah.
it's also peak season business time, you know. Like this is our time where people are looking to gift their loved ones, they're looking to look amazing for their holidays. So it's for business, it's a time where we need to work even twice as hard. So for me it's like, okay, I have to sort of try and balance. You know, I definitely will be taking some time off, you
Yeah,
know, on
yeah.
the actual holidays.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time just working.
Oh,
I know.
I know, tough decisions.
It is, but I really, really enjoy. I mean, I enjoy being able to craft this experience for women.
Yeah.
Being able to create amazing pieces that make women feel beautiful and bold and strong. So for me, it's like it's work, but it's also like fun.
Wait, are you on social media?
Of course.
Yeah, we're about to get to, you know, the real interview, and I know
Yes.
people who are watching probably want to connect with you.
Yeah.
How do we get in touch with you?
So my personal social media is at Cris Njoki,
Yeah.
and this is across all platforms.
Yeah.
Cris is Cris, okay? And then for the brand is Icon. Our social media is at Icon Live on Instagram and Icon on all other platforms. Yeah.
It's actually Icon, I'm going to spell it IKOJ.
Yes.
N.
Yes.
J is silent.
Yes, the J is
Where did
silent.
that name come from?
I get this question all
All
the time.
the time, yes.
First of all, I'm so happy that you pronounced it correctly. The number of times I've had Icogen or Iconje, and I'm just like, oh, dude, the J is silent. No, but it's okay. I knew coming up with the name it would be difficult, but I was like, once you learn it, you never forget. It's like Bulgari. You see how I compare myself there.
I see.
But the name came up from my second name, actually. So my second name is Njoki. And so I was really stressed out trying to find a name. And as I was playing around with letters, because I really wanted the brand to reflect me without really being my name. So when I was playing around with my name, I turned it around and it's spelled icon. So icon is actually Njoki backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
So apart from being an icon, what would people be surprised to know about Cris Njoki?
So yes, definitely an icon. I'm just gonna take that. Very iconic.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would say Cris is passionate. I'm passionate about things I believe in. Initially, I never thought I was a creative. I thought myself more as a businesswoman. But now, the more and more I'm with the brand, I'm realizing I strive for that creative process. That's like my juice, if you say, I really am a creative forefront before being a business person. And I'm glad that I'm still able to be a business person at the same time. Who else is Cris? I'm very meticulous, on things that like make sense. So I'm quite YOLO when it's things that are not going to matter the next day. But on things that I know are important, business, family, I'm very meticulous. I like things in order, without being super like, What else? I love fashion. I do think I'm fashionable. I also do like, femininity. I really do enjoy the idea of being a woman, being able to like flourish in our femininity. So I think that says everything.
So Icon, the brand, the focus is on women.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do that?
I think for me, women was the easiest choice because, even starting the brand, before I even knew I wanted to get into fashion, I dressed myself, I was able to find things for me that looked good, that made me feel a certain way. So even now, when I started realizing my dream and my vision for wanting to be a fashion designer, that was the sort of natural route to take because I'd already known how to sort of style myself, dress myself. So now I just had to learn how to do it to other
people. And how has that been?
I mean, it's been a journey. I think now we're going 8 years next year. Next year, April will be 8 years. Yeah, so it's been a while. I feel like I've been in the fashion industry for more than half my life, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like since I was 13, I was fashioning, if that's even a word. But the journey has been incredible, because I still think of 13-year-old me who was, in my room, sewing by hand clothes that I found that belonged to my mom ages ago in a suitcase in storage, and I was ripping the sleeves, stitching just to wear it for church on Sunday, and I'd take out, the things that were still dated that time to make it more current and modern and fresh. So I still think of that girl, and I'm just like, wow, I think she'd be proud of you right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she alive?
Who, that girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still in there. She's still in there. I think she pops up when it's time to get creative.
Really?
Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of fashionistas or people who are in the style business, many of them actually, I've interviewed quite a number.
Yeah.
I remember when I was talking to Olga.
Yeah.
Olga Natu, Natu Fashion House, and it was more or less the same story.
Really?
She got inspired.
Yeah.
Sewing her mom's clothes. Doing, a few adjustments here and there, and, that sort of like brought the brand. What would you say is the process of, being a creative? Is it something that you're born into, or is it something that, you learn to become based on your experience?
Okay, so I think, honestly, when it comes to creativity, I think everyone is creative. And creativity is not fashion or art, I think creativity is literally being able to think something in your head and manifest it and actually like make it happen. That to me is creativity. Doing something differently from how anyone else is doing it, that's creativity. So is it inborn? Yes, although just like any other muscle in our body, I feel like you need to work it. The more you work it, the stronger it is, the stronger it becomes. So I think even the most creative people who are not born like that, they sort of grew that muscle and exercised it until it became really strong, and then they became the best. That's what I think.
So I'm wearing a really amazing outfit, actually,
Yes,
and
yes.
this, I believe, is one of your iconic.
Yay!
I got that right?
Yes,
It's one of your
iconic.
iconic, you know, brands. How did you? Why did you decide to settle on it? Who decided that it was like it was the brand for Icon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how is your creative process?
What's the process?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is called the shirt dress. So it's one of our, I'd say, iconic pieces in the brand. Maybe we're overusing iconic, but it's okay. So this is the shirt dress. The Icon brand is synonymous with the shirt dress. And I love the shirt dress just because it's comfortable, it's functional, and you can really come out and be creative with the colors you use and the prints you use. So I'd say it's one of the best-selling products when it comes to the Icon brand. We even have different variations. There's one called the Nala, which has like a wrap detail at the front, and we have a maxi version. Like, we have different shirt dresses. And the reason why we came up with this design the first time, that was probably like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just to do exactly what it does. Find something functional, find something that's comfortable without being floppy, find something that's stylish without being like, you know, stuck up or anything. Just really casual, but then still kidogura stuff,
stylish,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of the design process, I'm still the only member of the Icon design team. That basically means I come up with the concepts, I come up with the designs, I do the fabric sourcing, and then it goes on now to the rest of the team now, who does the pattern making and the sampling and the production, but I'm still the one who does the design process. Yeah.
There's so many things you've put together in one, and I'm going to break it down pole pole.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you started this business with 200 shillings.
Hey, look at you with the research.
I know motivational speakers say, you know, I started my business, my farming business with a grain of rice.
Yes.
So,
It's true.
is it true that you started this business with 200 bob?
I did, and I'll
Girl,
explain
that
why.
is like not even part of the hustlers fund.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy. In fact, the standard. Anyway, it was. When I make that statement, honestly, it takes me back to those days. And you know, there's nothing as sweet as when you're starting out, when you're hustling. Like when you're down loco and you're getting like all of the mud, you know, how sticky it can get down there. I feel like those are the best days. And sometimes we not really even take it for granted. Sometimes we really put ourselves down during that era, because then you're like, oh, nothing is working out, blah, blah, blah. But then you forget to see that you do have a vision. And if you just stick to the script, you'll get there eventually. So I love those days. Those are some of my favorites because I'm thrifty. I like being able to find, I'm so thrifty. I love a good deal.
Yeah.
I love being able to find like unique things for like a steal, you know? And that's how I started my business. So the way Icon came about was I knew I needed, first of all, I knew I wanted a fashion brand, right? Yeah. But not just that, I knew I wanted a ready-to-wear fashion brand. Ready-to-wear, you need a bit of capital to begin. Yeah. It's not like custom-made, where custom-made, someone can walk in and you can immediately start making stuff. For ready-to-wear, you have to think of, okay, what's the collection, production, put in a substantial amount of money, you know, all of that.
The risks involved.
Yeah, because then what if you produce all this and no one even purchases it? So there was a lot that had to go into it. So I was like, okay, I need money. And I know I didn't want to borrow. I didn't want to get it from anywhere else because I still needed to study the market as well. And I remember when I made the decision, that's what I want the brand to be, I was still in fashion school. So fashion school, I was there for about 4 years.
Where did you go?
Mackensall School of Fashion. Do you know Mackensall?
Yes.
Yeah, I was in Mackensall School of Fashion. Nice. In fact, I was the first student.
Wow.
In Mackensall when they opened.
Student 001.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I remember I was still in school when I decided that's what I wanted to do, but I knew I didn't have money and I didn't want to borrow. Yeah. I loved going thrift shopping. That's how I used to shop for my own stuff. Yeah. And every time I'd go, because the way I said, I'm very thrifty, I know how to see things like in the rubble. Yeah. And I used to get things for myself, yes, but then I'd find all these other cool items that are maybe not my style or not my size. And I was like, wait a minute, what if, I know I don't have a lot of money, but what if I spare a bit of cash, buy some stuff and try and sell it? Let's see. And that's what I did. Instead of going shopping, so that time I never used to get any pocket money. I mean, my money was like, you know, you're looking for a top for 20 bob, 10 bob, dresses for 50, like that. So I used to have this guy in Gikomba who used to sell dresses for 50 shillings.
Your plug.
Yeah, my plug. So I literally took the 200 bob that I was going to shop for myself. I went, I got 4 amazing dresses, and I was like, these are not for me. I'm going to try and sell. And I remember that time, I borrowed my mom's camera. At that time, there was no Instagram. Yeah. It was only Facebook. I borrowed my mom's camera, and I took some pictures in my bedroom, in the 4 dresses, and I put them up on Facebook. And I was like, okay, these are for sale. Each is, was it 800? Yeah, I think each was 800. And I sold everything in like, before the day ended. I was like, what? Okay, so I got a dress for 50. I sold it for 800. Are you kidding me?
That is a lot of
so
profit.
I was like, okay, this is our business. So that now became my life. Like after school or over the weekends, I would go to Gikomba, buy all of these things, go home, take pictures with my mom's camera, put them on Facebook, and I just start making money. So then I finished school. I think I had like 3 months left into school. So after that, now I focused my energy on this thrift business. And I remember it was so big at some point because over the weekends I'd even go for car boot sales. And literally a car boot sale, that's like Saturday, Sunday. Out in the open, guys are coming in, buying stuff. I remember at that time, I would literally take home about 300, 400K in a weekend.
No.
Yes. And at that time, I was what, 23, 24 maybe, but 22, 23. And I remember that money was so big. I'm like, what, in a weekend? Because then I used to go in with all these dresses, all these tops, and the pricing was super low. So I think that was just the time. Like that was before there were any of these Instagram pages, none of that. So then, of course, in young girl fashion, in the beginning, I was splurging all this money on my friends. We used to go out, and I was like, I'm buying for everybody. Like, I literally was splurging. Anyway. So, but that was nice. I feel like for me, that was still a part of life. You know, I needed to go through that. So I did that. I think after that phase lasted for about maybe 3-4 months. And that's when I was like, okay, fine, I need to focus. There's still a brand I'm trying to create. I can't do this forever, right? So I still want to create my brand. So I sat down and I had a serious think about, okay, how much do I need to start the Icon brand? And at that time, because I wanted to do ready to wear, I knew I needed production. And I didn't know any places in Kenya that did production. So I was like, okay, so I think we need to go to China because at that time, that's all I knew. I was like, cool, we're going to China. So I did my budgeting. I knew this is how much I'll need for my transportation, for down payment of the products, everything.
You did the research from here?
Yeah, I did the research from here. I did. And even at that time, I wouldn't even say my research was that good, but still.
You did something.
So I had my target. And I worked on my thrift business until I reached the target. And once I reached that target, I was like, okay, now we're done. Thrift business, closed it up, everything. And now I'm like, now we're going into Icon. So I remember I went to China and I found production. Actually, it was really hard to find someone to do my production for me because all of them now, I got there and I was like, okay, everyone is asking for big MOQs. They want to do like 10,000 pieces, 50,000 pieces. And I'm just like, okay, no one even knows the name of my brand. Like no one even knows who I am in Kenya, you know. So I was able to find someone a bit smaller. Yes, the MOQ was still really high. I think we were doing about 1,000 pieces, which was a lot like for a brand that no one knows. But I was set. I was dead set. I was like, I'm not leaving this country until I have production. So I was like, cool. I went. We agreed on everything, put up the down payment, all of it. I was to pay the balance when the stuff arrives in Kenya. So by the time I'm coming back to Kenya, it's like, you know, we're done. I'm ready for my things. And I remember the day when the items came, I opened the box and the stuff was completely different from what we agreed when we were in
And
the
you're already
factory.
back?
I already paid everything. I'm
Oh
already
my
back. It's a month
God.
later.
Oh my God.
I lifted the items and there was such bad quality.
Oh my God.
I cried for a week because all my money was gone.
Do you want to disclose how much you...
I don't even remember how much it was, but it was, I think, $1 million plus.
Oh my
Like it was, like this is money I've saved. I've saved and I used to grind. Like I used to go to Gikomba. literally at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. So this is all money that's gone down the drain. And I was so upset. And at that point, I was so sure I'm not opening a brand anymore, you know. But then I had a talk with my parents, and they're like, you know, you can cry. We'll give you time to cry, but you need to continue. And after that, I remember I just scrapped all of that stuff we did in China, and I said we're going to focus production in Kenya. And we did a small collection, which I photographed myself, I stitched myself, I did everything myself, and sent the lookbook out to a couple of people in the fashion industry. And thankfully, one person liked something, one piece, and they asked for it, and I sent it to them. They wore it, they loved it, took pictures, and then they started getting orders. And they're like, okay, my friends want this top. Can we do more? And literally, that's how Icon now started. Yeah.
Hold that thought. We want to take a short break. Yeah, the producer tells me we ran out of time for this, segment. Remember, this is her standards. It's a special Christmas edition. We are all about dressing up and looking good and celebrating the festive season with a special person. She's called Cris Njoki. She is the CEO and founder of brand Icon. Very, very beautiful pieces. In order to keep up with the second part of this conversation, please don't move away. We'll be right back. But remember, you can also send in your comments, feedback, questions to our social media platforms at KTN Home. You can also talk to me at Quintambori. You can also talk to Cris on the social platforms. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Her Standards with me, Queen Tambori, and of course my lovely guest, Cris Njoki. And Merry Christmas, by the way. I know
Merry
Christmas is
Christmas.
tomorrow, but we are taking this early opportunity to wish you a happy, fabulous, somebody said fantabulous Christmas. And you're very excited to have this show today. We are celebrating Christmas with the lovely Cris Njoki. We are talking about everything fashion. In case you're wondering who has dressed me today, your guess is as good as mine. I am looking very nice. I feel very beautiful. And this is one of the iconic pieces that this amazing lady has been working on for over 8 years. She's been in this business. And if you are listening to the first part of this conversation, it has not always been rosy. And we just want to pick it up from there. So what happened next?
I'm telling
After
you,
losing millions of shillings.
no,
Yes,
seriously, that time for me was so rough. But what I'm so thankful for is the fact that I was young, you know. And I think that's why even now I will push, because I do speak to a lot of young people who are looking up to me and asking, how can we get into this? How do we do this? And I'm like, do it now. Don't think about how much you don't have. Don't think about the resources you don't have, which, by the way, there are a lot. But don't think about those things. The thing is, just do it. Because the best gift you have right now is your youth. When you're young, no responsibilities, no one to take care of.
No loans.
Yeah, no loans. You have nothing to hold you back. Literally, just do it. This is your best time to fail. Because the older you get, the harder it is to fail. The harder it is to come back from that kind of stuff. So I tell them, you know, just go for it. And now with social media, I mean, with Icon and with my personal brand, I have seen the strength of social media, and social media is free. So no one can ever say that, oh, you know, we can't start this because of this. It's like, no, you have free resources out there. Make use of them. Yeah.
Well said. This is your third store.
Yes.
And everyone else is closing business. You know, things are thick.
Yeah. God is good.
How do you pull it off?
God is good.
And this is your third store after you launched the one at Imara. Barely, how many months?
It's been, we literally did it back to back.
Back to back.
We did Imara in November and we did Greenhouse in December. So I'll just give you maybe a brief story on this.
Yes, please.
So first I'll start with, you know, the brand. When I started the brand Icon, even at that time, 7 years ago, in my mind, I envisioned Icon to be an e-commerce brand, right? I envisioned e-commerce online only because I saw the strength and I saw what Facebook did to us when I did the thrifting. And I was like, what if I could do all this with thrifting just on Facebook? You know, that thrifting business, I never had a location for it. All this was online or for the weekend car boot sales. And so for me, I really firsthand saw the strength of social media. So I was like, okay, I want the brand to be e-commerce only. website, people purchase, we deliver, that's it. And then 5 years down the line, we started hearing customers saying more and more that they want to interact with the product. And so we made the decision in 2020 to open our first location at Westgate Mall. That was literally during COVID. So COVID was actually a very monumental year for Icon. Because at that time the team was small, and I remember when COVID started, I was anxious. I was like, okay, I don't know if we're going to survive this. What do we do? What do we do? But then after, I gave myself time. So I gave myself about a month to just, you know, be in anxiety, just like, you know, relax, whatever, try and figure out what's happening. And after that, I was like, okay, let's go back to what Icon is good at, which is content. So we went back to content. We went back to pushing. And this is the time everyone was in the house, everyone was on their phones. So literally during the year of COVID, I think Icon doubled in viewership, doubled in sales, doubled, because we kept people like engaged on their devices. So after COVID, you know, we came back from that, and I was like, okay, wow, we not only survived, we actually thrived. And then now people started wanting to interact with the brand more, because now our community has grown. So they want to see the product, they want to try on stuff, they want to, you know, feel, because one of the biggest things I think starting an e-commerce brand in Africa or in Kenya is there's still a lot of speculation with online shopping.
True.
You know, it's not like the US where everyone is doing it. Here it's still like, okay, we don't know who to trust, we're not sure. So we're like, okay, we made the decision to open our first store to increase that level of trust with the customers. And even in acquiring new customers will come to your shop faster than buy from your website. And the minute they come the first time, they'll just go and shop.
Clients.
They'll go and shop on the website. So that's what we did. And the first store at Westgate was tiny. I mean, it was so small. I'd say it was probably like less than half of this. It was really small. But we made it work, and we were so proud of it. The entire Icon team were like, oh my God, we have a store. And since we opened that store, I mean, the feedback from customers has been phenomenal. They love coming to the shop. They love seeing the different pieces, trying on things. And I think that growing sense of community is what really helped us now even to open the next 2 stores. So for these 2 that opened back to back, even me, I didn't see that coming, because a year after opening our Westgate store, we started hearing, okay, more chatter. We want stores closer to us, you know, bring it, Westgate is far, all that. So I was like, cool, let's look at the data. Let's see where our customers are. So in fact, Greenhouse was going to be our second store, but then I couldn't find the space I wanted here. The space I thought I could get, it was much bigger. I thought we would get that one, but then it fell through, you know, and I was like, okay. I don't want to get myself down, but we need a second store. So then we went and explored other spots, and that's when we got the Imara one. And for me, I was like, I don't want to not open a store because we couldn't get Greenhouse. So let's just open Imara, it's cool. So we went, did Imara, everything, signed the lease. And literally the day after finalizing the Imara one, I got a call, yo, we have a place at Greenhouse. I was like, oh my goodness, are we doing this? Are we opening 2 stores at the same time? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And, you know, everyone in the team was scared, you know, because literally what it means opening 3 stores when you've only had 1 is you're tripling. You need to triple your production. You need to triple your stuff. You need to triple everything. And I literally have been coaching my team through this. So I'm just like, guys, we got this. It's okay. It's okay. And everyone is like, I can see the fear in their eyes. They're like, can we do it? Can we produce enough? Who will you get for the show? Who will you get for this and this? And what about movement? I'm just like, guys, breathe easy.
Really?
I got this. We got this, okay? And so it's been a journey, right? And even now, this shop has only been open for 2.5 weeks, maybe. But it's actually not that bad. I thought I'd be pulling out my hair, but the team is fantastic. I mean, for me, honestly, I can see what we've grown and what I've grown for Icon. But I think one of my proudest achievements are also the team that I've been able to get in the Icon brand, because I wouldn't be able to do all these things by myself.
How big is the team?
So currently our full-time team, I'd say, is about 25 people. 25 people, and it's 100% women. Let me just put that out there.
Sorry, man.
No, I'm very, that's one of the things I'm passionate about as well. It's just fashion and women, you know, like I said, even in the designs, it's like, for me, just being a woman is what speaks to me. So even for the team, I really am strategic to make sure that the people we're bringing into the brand are women. And half of them, our biggest chunk of the team is of course in production.
Yeah.
And even in production, for me, I'm looking to build. How am I, what are these women gaining? You know, so I like to use women who have the drive, who have the stamina, who have that passion, but maybe don't have the skill. We bring them in, train them. We have our team now, core team who do the training, and people are able to learn new skills, you know, that they can even take to further themselves down the line. So yeah, that's basically it.
That's not the only thing you got going on. I know that you host a few of your clients every week. Please tell me about that.
Yes, so for this opening for the Greenhouse Mall, because this is our third store, for the one at Imara, we did the launch, you know, the big launch that everybody does.
I think I saw it on social media.
Yes, you know, the influencers and all the guests. But for the Greenhouse one, we thought of doing something different. We wanted to, number one, it's also the holiday season. We wanted something like fun and celebratory because, I mean, it's the year is over. Here we are, 3 stores. How can we celebrate? And, you know, instead of doing the whole big launch, we thought, let's do something intimate with some of our loyal customers, some of the people who've grown with us from the beginning. And so that's what we've been doing. Every week we have an upstairs space where we host some people, have some drinks, some bitings. It's really such a fabulous time. And there's really not much to it. It's just women who are inspirational, aspirational, who just want like more for themselves, combining and mixing together and celebrating the end of the year. It's a good time. Are you going to come for the next one?
Yes, I'm coming.
Yay!
Yeah. Definitely.
Fantastic.
I like you know, mingling with women, inspirational women, because I also get inspired. Yeah. Now, you know, a lot of people, Cris, listening to your story, a lot of people end up somewhere and then they give up or they stagnate. Yeah. So I can see some form of growth, you know, from the 200, you know, thrifting business. You know, you go to China, you make your mistakes, you come back, you start doing your own production, and then boom, you have your first, you know, store. And before you know it, there's a second and third. How do you ensure that you have that kind of consistency? How do you not give up?
Let me see. How do I not give up?
A lot, and many people, by the way, in fact, there are stats that say that many businesses don't go past, is it year 3 or is it year 4? Many startups, they don't go beyond year 4. But here you are, you've just been, you know, growing, you know, from strength to strength. And I think it's really encouraging.
Yes. So I think for me, what I would say that has worked for me is I truly, truly enjoy what I do, right? And I'll give you some stats as well. Icon now, we're going into our 8th year. For the first, I'd say, 2 years, actually, for the first 2 years, we were not profitable at all. Like, we just were able to pay everyone who was, just the bills. That's it. Not profitable. 3rd year, became a bit profitable here and there, but it was still shaky. And then it wasn't until maybe we got into COVID is when we started seeing, after COVID is when we were like, okay, now we're a bit profitable. But for me, it's like, for 3 to 4 years, I still run the brand with no profit. That needs to come from enjoying what you do. There's no way you can start a business if you don't truly enjoy what it is you're doing, because it's not going to be easy. And we're sold this dream sometimes that, you know, go out there, quit your job, be an entrepreneur, It's going to be, no.
That's not the news you want to hear.
That is not the news I want people to hear. And even on my platforms, when I'm talking to my community, I tell them, no, don't start a business thinking you're going in and you're going to have all this money to spend and everything. For the first at least 2 years, strap down. Like, you will need to strap your belt so tight, because there's not, and any money that comes in, if you're spending it on other things that are not the business, it's going to flop. It's like a baby. Your business is like a toddler, literally a newborn baby. If you don't feed that baby, this baby can't do anything for themselves. That's how you need to look at a business, you know? And so for me, what I would say, what has kept me very consistent is that I truly enjoy what I do. And as well, I see the impact that I have. So another thing is, yes, the money is great. And of course, everyone is in business for money, okay? But for me, it's the impact that drives me every day. The money wouldn't drive me every day. the money, it's like, and also I'm just going to say, because I do other things on the side as well. Yeah. I don't just have the brand. I still work with other brands as Cris. And so if it was a money thing, I could easily go and do something else somewhere else. Yeah. But for me, it's the impact. Not only the impact that I have to our customers, but the impact I'm also having to the team. Seeing these guys grow from where we found them and where they are right now, for me, I feel like I'm making a difference. I'm making something like improve, change, and it just makes me, you know, that drives me every day. That wakes me up and makes me keep pushing. I really don't push for any other reason than knowing that I have a team who needs me, who's growing, you know. I think that would be what I think yeah, that's what motivates me.
Motivates you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've been too serious.
Let's loosen up.
We need to loosen up. It's Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Nelima should have brought us a drink or something.
In fact, we have some. We are just missing the glasses.
We are missing the glasses. I know you'll plan for it when I come for the bed.
Yes.
Do you think, okay, how should we dress up for Christmas?
Dressing up
holidays,
for Christmas.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So it depends. Okay. You know, with styling, I feel like it just comes down to everyone's personal style. But if you want to be safe and still look good, I'd definitely say go for color. Do not be scared of color. Do not be scared.
You see where I'm coming from?
Yes. Don't be scared of color. Yeah. I know I'm not the best representation of color right now. My entire, like, I'd say 3/4 of my closet is black and white. And those are the brand colors as well. I think it's just, I love black and white. Together on their own, I just love black and white. Yeah. But for Christmas, don't be afraid of color. So you see like this nice mustard, you can go for red with the hair. Ooh, you're just killing all the colors at once. But yeah, don't be scared of color. Go for like some nice rich pinks, reds. I'd say even a teal maybe if you want to go more of the cooler side. But definitely do color. The other thing I'd say for style is don't do anything too constricting. Because this is a time, if you think of the holidays, people are traveling, people are dealing with family, you're running around, there's many things to do, errands, gifting, all of that. So nothing too constricting. So a shirt dress like this is perfect. You can wear it with the sash, without the sash. You know, something a bit more freeing, maybe a kimono. Nothing that's like too body hugging unless you're going for a party. Then maybe then you can do something more form-fitting. But yeah, that would be my advice for the holidays.
Who inspires your style? I know there's this, she's seeing our actor, she's called Janelle something, she's on where it's only black and white.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe, yes, yeah. So who's your style icon?
I didn't even know that about Janelle Monáe.
She only wears black and white.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who inspires my style?
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm inspired by many women. I wouldn't really pinpoint anybody, but I think the biggest thing is whatever I'm watching at the time, be it a show or a movie, sometimes that will really inspire my dressing, okay? So, and especially I look at any key women leaders in the film. So like now I'm watching Scandal. I don't know, have you watched Scandal? Olivia Pope?
I did.
Yes,
a while ago. Then I stopped.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Yeah.
So I started rewatching it, I'd say a month ago.
Yeah.
And literally everything in my mind right now is very like power, boss, you know, which is great because we're coming into January anyway and we sort of like need that, you know, very boss attitude. Yeah. So right now that's where my head is at. So I think I go getting inspired every time. It changes.
It changes.
Depending, you know. I can meet someone today and I was like, oh my God, you're so inspired. Your style. Yeah. And I just obsess over that and then I'll do that for like 3 months and
then you move on to the next. So it's basically describing me. But I kind of have like a constant. I really like Michelle Obama.
Ooh, girl.
Yes. Actually, I have said that I need to interview her in person.
Yeah.
Madam Michelle Obama.
And you need to be wearing an icon dress.
Of course. Of course. Thank you for dressing me already for the interview that is yet to happen. But do you think there's anyone... Okay, let's not talk about people in the country. I know you're very sensitive. Outside the country, people who you feel they are screaming, I need help fashion-wise.
Ooh.
Would you?
Yeah. Screaming, I need help.
I need help. Like you feel like I need to bring them to Icon. I need to just upgrade everything.
Damn.
Yeah.
Screaming, I need help. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I haven't really seen anyone. I feel like, honestly, the fashion scene, especially internationally, is... they show us what we want to see or what they want us to see. You know, they're not going to show us someone making a fashion mistake. Very rarely. It's very rare. But yeah, I can't say I've pinpointed anybody who needs any of our fashion help.
Here, locally?
Here, okay. Huh. Now you're gonna put me on the spot.
Okay.
You're gonna put me on the
Okay.
spot.
Okay. We can talk about that later.
Yes, yes.
But do you think there are people who need some sort of assistance? Yeah, in terms of, you know, upgrading their fashion in this country. We don't have to name names.
Yeah. No, I do have some people that I know I would love to dress, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think I would love to dress anyone right now who's doing anything big in the film industry. Because I love seeing how, like, the industry is budding.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be a part of that. I'd love Icon to be a part of that, you know. So like Kate Actress or Foy, you know, I love these starlets. And that's the thing, right now, they're just in Kenya and they're doing this in Kenya. But in 2-3 years, guys, we won't even know who these guys are. Like, they're doing such a great job, and Icon would love to be a part of that. I'd also love to dress like some of, because I really admire boss women. So some of the women like in the C-suite who are doing so good in marketing and branding and things like that. I've met a couple in some events, and I just think they're so powerful. So I would love if Icon got to dress those, you know. Yeah.
All right. Well, we are almost done. Do you have any festive season message to your fans and your clients and the women that you dress?
Festive
season you can just face. Yeah, you can just face the camera and say something before we finish. Yeah.
Let me see. I think for the festive season, guys, let's have fun, but let's be careful. You know, it's not going to be the last festive season, so I think we can all enjoy with care. And don't forget to bring your best fashion foot forward. And you can do this by shopping at Icon. We have amazing festive pieces that you can get from the Icon brand, and it varies. It doesn't have to be a dress. We have dresses, we have pants, we have kimonos, so many different options. So you can come through. We have our store at Greenhouse Mall on ground floor. We also have our store at Imara Mall first floor and at Westgate Mall first floor as well.
There you have it. Well, this has been Her Standards with me, Queen Tambori. Sadly, we have to finish this show because we have food, drinks, TikTok to do after this. And unfortunately, we can't hang out with you here on this show, but you can catch up with us on our socials at KTN Home. You can also hit me up at Queen Tambori. I have a Facebook fan page, also called Queen Tambori. You can hit us there. Let's meet there. And in order to keep up with our past episodes, we are available on YouTube. You will find everything. All the interviews we've done with power women, influential women, trailblazers, you will find them all on our YouTube channel as well. Till next time, from us here at KTN Home, it is a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and of course, Happy New Year if you don't get to meet you. And also we have people who are actually in the background. You cannot see them. There is Nelima, the producer. There is Makau. There is Imani. We want to say Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Let's meet you next week. Same time, same place. It's bye for now.
See ya.